Alright, get back on this motor here. So I got a bunch of stuff I got to do here. So I got to get the heads done. The rocker boxes came back being polished, so they're supposed to be all clean. They're not. I got to get the rods finished up, to read the rocker arms. Got all kinds of stuff to do. Clear my throat too. Alright, so get back to work over here. First thing I'm going to do is work on the crank. So we can get the rods going. So we left off on these a while back. I got them rough honed, but I need to do them trued up. Then I got to final hone them. So I'm going to have to remeasure my crank pin, because I don't remember what size it was. Measure our bearings, see what size they are. And reset our hone standard over there, because it's now probably 8 degrees cooler than it was last time we did this. That does make a big difference. Alright, so first thing I do is go check this for alignment, see if these things are straight. So these are the pins we're using. Jeez. Man, that's precision. That doesn't fit anymore. Too tight. Temperature change makes a big difference, I guess. Those are too tight. This guy's going to ride real slow though. That's why I put him in there tight. It's tighter than I like though. I think they're going to accidentally be hit again. Yeah. Pretty sure that's tighter than I normally like them to be. I can pretty well guarantee you that. Now, is that all temperature differences doing this, or was I dumbass when I did it? Maybe both. We never know. It's trying to go through. There. Feels pretty good this way, but it won't fall. Oop. Sure, that helps it. This one's loosening up now. There. Got it broken in now. I'm warming up by holding on to it. That pin doesn't like going in there, but once it's in there, it's free. They usually don't tighten up from sitting around here. Yeah. This one's good. Alright, I guess they'll work. Maybe they got a little corrosion in there, they're shrunk up from the coldness, I don't know. You can see they're pretty tight. I don't like motors that tight, but this guy's going to run real slow. I don't know why. Alright, so let's go check these out. Get these things squared up. Get this crank going together. That fall. Alright, we're going to rod liner, rod checker, whatever you want to call it. Over there somewhere you can see it close. Wipe it down. Alright, there's our straightening bar. There's our little doggy. Wipe it down. Make sure the surface in here are clean. Make sure the tips are clean. And I forgot the wrist pin. all that work to make it fit, and we left it over there. Oh, I forgot something else too. Need a wrench for tightening. Okay, this goes on here. It's expanding mandrel. Locks it in like that. You put the doggy up on here. And there should be no gap on any of the 3 spots, either here or in this position. So when the thing is not flat, it'll be like that. You got to bend the rod this way. If it's like that, you got to bend it this way. If it's a combination, you got to bend it 2 ways. That's how it works. And the light in my eye from the camera does not help. For some reason, this looks pretty good. Maybe I already straightened them. I don't remember. It's been a while. Every now and then they do line up square when you do these jobs. It's rare. It does happen though. I can check it this way. Looks good. Now if this other one's straight, that means I already did it. You never get 2 of the same. Man, these things are tight. Yeah, that one's off. Don't leave your doggy sitting alone, it'll fall. Don't breathe. So I don't know if you can see it, there's a small gap here. If it's something you can see or not. Kill the light might help. Yeah, that helps a little better. So you go until you just touch, and you see your little gap in there is what you're looking at. At least that's what I'm trying to see with a light in my eye. Okay, so we got a gap on both feet here, a little bit more on this side here, a little bit more. So that means I got to go like that, and I got to twist a little bit too. Kind of wiggle around to let it self-center again. Metal has a memory, you have to let it find its memory again. And you see what happened. Nothing happened. It's all spring. So that means you do the same thing again, except a little bit harder. You always have to redo this down here because it does change it when you're pulling on it. That's a pretty good rod. It's springing real nice. It's a genuine Harley rod. It's a good ass rod. Weak rods bend real easy. Good rods don't. A little better. Ah, it needs more though. Okay. Twist is out. Now we just gotta get that out. Good. Now you take it out, turn 180, check it again. If it doesn't repeat, it doesn't work. Looks pretty good. So I don't know if you can see it in there, but the gaps are in there, and you go up close, No gap there. Turn a little bit. Still no gap. And light comes on to help you not see what you're doing. Like I said, you need to find that little gap. Anyway, it's really hard to see. The camera doesn't really show much either. Doesn't help. But the end result is it's straight. And we turn it 180, so we repeated. So we know it's straight. That's the key. If your tools don't repeat, you have no accuracy. Whatever you're doing is a joke, because every time you do it, it's different. What are you doing? Alright, clear that problem. Cover this up now. Cover it up for a couple of reasons. One is, this thing hurts like hell when it jams into your side of your body, because it doesn't move. It's on a 1,600 pound table under here. It ain't going anywhere. And that comes from experience. The other thing is it keeps the moisture off it so it doesn't corrode. Where's the damn towel at? There it is. Everybody thinks that's their polishing towel up here to wipe their hand on. That's why it's getting dirty. Towels I got on here. Got a lot of towels on that. I forget how many are there. Enough. Okay, that part's done. I'm gonna go work on this part. Now we gotta figure out what size bearings we gotta do again. Ready for home. Okay, I gotta take our crank pin and remeasure it. Gotta clean it off again. It's sitting for a week or two, so time to work on it. Wipe off your mic, measure it. Everything's got to be at the same temperature to be accurate. Right now everything's cold as hell. That's the temperature today. Okay, so we are 8/10. Maybe 9. 9. 8. 1/10 variable right now. That's 8. 8. 9. You're not watching what I'm doing. You can't measure when I'm down here. Yeah, you're down where I can see. See, when I'm doing the job, I can't pay attention to everything what I'm doing. So anyway, you're looking to the top of the mic right there is what you're looking at right over here. Looking at the numbers. This here is 1,000, so over here off this dial, over here is your vernier tenth. So you find a line that lines up, and that's what tenth you are. So this is basically 11 to 12 tenths under standard. That'd be 1.1, 1.2 thou. It's quite a bit. Okay, we got the other mic. Measure rollers. Now we can use the old mic. We can use the new mic. They're both measured the same usually. So this one here, I thought this had carbide tips to it, but it doesn't. Well, at least not that I'm seeing. This one definitely doesn't. Okay, so you want to pull out some bearings right here and measure them. See how far undersized they are. They always make them undersized these days. Oh, you dumbass. I had a center collar in there. Can't measure it if you got a piece of plastic in there. Alright, that's 4. That one is 3. That one's 4. 4. 4. Set the 4 on a 10th scale over there. Should be 5 to be standard. Four. 4 seems to be the magic number on the small roller. These are long rollers here. Don't ever think they're all the same, because they're not usually. This one's 3. 3. This one's consistently 3. 3. You can see it right there where my thumb is, but it's on the 3 there. Lost a roller. Okay, so we got 4 and 3. We can either live with that, call it all 4, or we can make it tight and call them all 3s. Or you can hone the rod each one differently. I've been known to do that. Clean the grease off your mic. Alright. It's our bore master. Ring master, same thing. They don't make these anymore. Nobody uses this kind of tooling anymore. I don't know why. It works. Maybe that's why. Alright, everything's frozen today. Come on, let's go. Wake up. Oh. Seems to be on 0 still. Once the needle decided to move. See, it's on 0 right now, basically. It's half a tenth off, or 50 millionths off. Got enough accuracy for one day. 50 millionths of an inch. That's 6 zeros with a 5. Yeah, close enough. Alright, so that's set. So that's a good sign. Now we go over here. Put this away so we don't damage it. Alright, so now we got all our numbers. So this was it was 11 to 12 tenths undersize. These are 1 to 2 tenths undersize. And these need to be honed. Don't forget. So we got to figure out our dimensions. So the standard size is 1 5/8. That's what the inside of the bore is here. Clearances are 9 tenths. So that means you drop 9 tenths off of 5/8, which is 625. So that makes it 6241. This is undersize. So if we need 9, this is 11, this is 2 to 3/10 under. And these are another 2 to 3/10, 2 to 4/10 under, depending on which one you're on. Because you have to double it because it's bearing on each side. So if you split the difference on that, that's 3/10. We had 2/10 here, that makes 5/10 under what we need. And the crank pin, you take 5/10 off the number you were trying to get. So we started at 5/8, you take out 9, dropped us to 624 1. Yeah, 624 1/10. You take 5 more off of that because that's the air from all the parts. That puts you another 5/10 under, so that makes it 14/10 under. So now we're going to be coning to 2, 3, and 6, I think. Getting me confused now. That's way undersized. Way the hell under. Way under more than normal. That's because the crank pin's so small. Most crank pins are 4/10 under the 5, not 12. So it screws up your whole numbering system. Now the numbering system we're going to care about is over here. So if you look by looking at it this way, 0 is our 5/8 number. We put our clearance in, and then we put the extra 5 in, puts us way the hell over here at 14/10 under. So that's what I honed this rod to. The problem is I probably roughed it in to almost the size, because these I'll rough them into 2. 1.5 to 2 is my rough end point. So that means this is probably almost the size right now. See? So I only got a few tenths to go before up its size. I got 4/10 on that rod. So let me flip around the other side and measure it. And you notice how it comes in almost identical. And then you rotate it. See how the dial doesn't move? See, I'm rotating. Your dial's not really moving. It moves when I jiggle it a little bit. Yeah, I can make it jiggle if I want to. So that's how accurate I hone my stuff. These are each a little bit bigger. Let's see, it's still round. Alright, so a little extra hone on this. Alright, so normally we have 3 different hones. We got the coarse one, the intermediate one, and the final. So the final we leave a 2 or 3/10, and this one here we leave about half a thou to 3/4 of a thou. Definitely no more than 1 thou. And like I said, this you pull up the difference, pull a few tenths. If you don't understand all that, you're going to have problems doing these jobs. Alright, so now I have almost nothing to work with now. Wonderful. That always makes it interesting. See, that stone is junk. I hear an interruption coming. Sounds like a motorcycle. Does come around here every now and then to bother me. Okay, there's the manager we use. So there's 3 stones we're going to use. So I'm going to put the intermediate one in there to get me closer. I'll hold it down to within 2/10, then I'll switch over to the fine one. So I'll have the last 1/10 to take out with this. I'll probably want to take an extra 1/10 out because usually when the stuff's really cold like this, I go a little extra clearance. Alright, we'll be back in a few minutes. Got interruptions. Okay, interruptions are done. We're back at it. Where did we leave off? Oh yeah, I was getting ready to get dirty in the hone. That's what we left off. Okay, what I have a couple tenths ago, I already forgot what I was doing. Probably best to measure it so I remember. Okay, we need to be around 14 under. And you get about half a thou to work with. Okay. We can do that. It's still sticking cold, the oil don't even work. Come on, oil up in there. Yep, that's all we're going to get. Pressure on that. Oh yeah, that made a difference. Let's see what we got. Got 19 and a half and 20. This one. This is way out around. That's why we're doing so goofy. Oh, now who's sneaking in over there?
Oh, I need a dashboard light.
Dashboard lights.
Dashboard light?
You got any of those?
Huh?
You got any of those?
No.
What voltage?
6.
6.
6.
So use that prop.
Yeah.
Get it on the shelf over there.
Pardon?
You just blow it up?
No, it just went out.
Just went out. Good thing it went out here, not down the street.
Yeah.
Probably want that right now, don't you?
Yeah.
It's way out around. Yeah, I knocked it way out around when I straightened the rod.
I haven't seen feeler gauges this long.
Especially the items there. I got 25-foot rolls too. Alright, what do we got? Man, that thing's not around. Still 4/10 out. There we go, we're getting better now. Look, that's nice stuff. Big eyes a little bit. Somewhere. Good side, that's bad side. Alright. We'll be back. Let that cool off. Cool it off in the cool tank. Alright, we're back again. Okay, let's get that cooled off. The problem is when I straighten the rod, the race obviously moved in the rod, because when you put them in there, they never go officially where they're going to sit. You have to run the bikes a while before they move around and find the spot they like being in. So lately I haven't had too much of a problem with these things, but this one, it moved a lot. So there's a big low spot in there now, someplace on the one side only. The one side is a tenth, within a tenth now, The other side is 3/10 out still, I think. But we still got a little bit more material to take out, so it'll clean out once I figure it is. Trying to find a spot. Somewhere there'll be a little spot. Maybe look like my thumb in there in one little area. I don't see it. But, anyway, it's in there somewhere. You see it on the dial bore gauge over here when you rotate it. Okay. Yep, that's the side that's bad. See, that's 17 there. 16. That's 19 and a half way up there. This one here. Is 17 and a half to 18. Alright, so by the time I hone out a couple more tenths, it should be almost good. Let's see, we got to hone it to 14, so we're still alright. Alright, so I'm going to hone these down to 15, I think. This is up at 18 right now. Alright, let's put these back together and start honing them as a pair again. We'll have warmed up enough to hit the stone yet. Alright, what do we got? After all that, we drew a 10. Everything grew a little bit. I'm going to have to recheck my standard over there. Dial bore gauge. The dial's starting to move the one it used to. It's starting to warm up. Alright. 18 and a half now. 18 and a quarter. That was 18 and 3/4 and it drops down to 16 and 3/4. 18 and 3/4 and that drops down to 16. It's got a little spot everywhere on it now. Alright. So before I screw everything all up, I'm going to measure. I'm going to reset this standard, make sure it hasn't moved. Because something changed quite a bit. And I got to figure out if it's me or the machine. Alright, so I'm over here, recheck it. Right back at 0. Alright, so it didn't move. Okay, so that means we know we got our numbers are good. We got to cool these down because they're getting hot. Cool the cool tank over here. now is I've got to hone so much material out. It takes forever. Right now I got to take a half a thou out, and usually I hone it closer to that with a rough stone before I do that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop back to the coarse one. So measure these to make sure things didn't change on me again. And we're still up there at 19. So I want to hone it down to 17. Feel like you're honing anything. What I'm doing is rubbing on there, cutting. Yep. Exactly what it's doing. Ain't doing nothing. Stone might be glazed up a little bit, so we'll deglaze it. These are deglazing sticks. Put the rods down over there a little bit. Try this again. Doesn't feel like it's doing much good again. Turn the pressure up some more. All it's really doing is polishing. It's not cutting. Difference now, you have to hear it cutting. There. See that? Now it's done. Now you got to be careful. Back cool off. We're 18 right now. Half a tenth more. Oh yeah, yep. one's at 16, that one's down at 15, but it's variable. Okay, we're going to drop back to our intermediate stone again. Where's the number at? There it is, right in the middle. 83, yep. That's the intermediate. 95 is a fine one. Okay. Cool that off a little more. That one. Real cold tank on here next to it. Okay, we should have a 1/10 to go right now. 1/10.5 max. Okay, now we got the fine stone in here now. Rods are cool. Them. Totally not cutting this blade. Polishing more than cutting. Off. Measure. It always hones a little bit more on this side than this side. If you want to open up one side more than the other, you hone more on that side. Sometimes the hot spot's right here, the high spot. Varies a little bit. Okay, we're at 14, 13.5. 13. This side here is one a little extra right now. Put it on 1/2. That's the difference right now. trying to get that out. It don't want to come out. I'm only trying to get on this side, not this side. Alright, what we got? 13. Somebody might not come close to that time. Alright, what you do after that? We're out to 13 on both halves of that rod now. Okay, this one here, 14 to 15, 10th out. The other one's 14 for 14 quarter. Feel for where it wants to cut. Depending on how much you want to cut out of the rod, or which part of the rod, that's where you put it at. You always want to get stroking, not just holding it. $13 a quarter, or 13 a quarter, 13 and a half to 14. One stroke more on one side than the other. It does affect what you get. Yeah. We got a little heat in it. Cool it down real good. It's cold. Again. Affected it. Side, yeah. Doesn't want to remove metal. Playing with it, it'll open up eventually. Definitely drop it on one side. Alright, done with that one. Check this one to see where it's at right now. Equal. Alright, I think that's going to be about it for playing with this thing. Yeah. Alright. I'll go get these cleaned up. We'll come back and we'll show you what they look like after they're all back at room temperature completely. And clean, we can actually see. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, we're back. Alright, there's what the rods look like all cleaned up. You see how smooth they are? They reflect pretty heavily in the light. So, let me get to where you can see in there a little better. So you can see how shiny they are. It's not much to break in when you got that smooth of a finish. Okay, now we want to do is see how even they are. So there's the dial way over there. So pull it up a little bit so you should be able to see it. So right now we're 13 is what I was shooting for. You can see how it moves with just a little bit. It's right at 13. It drops down to about 13 and 3/4. I mean 12 and 3/4, excuse me. This one's just under 12. There's 12. There's 13. It came up to it. It jiggles between 13 and 13 and 1/4. So that's the other side. Here's the other one. This one shrunk quite a bit. It went all the way back up to 14. So it's a 10th out of round out, roughly. Yeah. Yeah, so I was trying to get that out of round out of there. So this one here, we're pulling it still out of round a little bit. So this one I can hone a few more strokes, I probably will. This one here, we're good to go. So you can see how close you can get this stuff. Now this one started out, it was probably a thousandth out of round or close to it when I started honing on it. So like I said, this race obviously moved in a rod when we were straightening on it. So it happens. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get a couple more strokes on this one, and we'll be done with this. Alright, that's it. No more. Of course you couldn't see that because I had the camera way up high, but it got oil on it. Alright. We'll be back for the next step.